purpose discovery process. In my book, Monday Again, go get it. You should be able to find a free download somewhere, at least the original. You're going to find several things that I outline there that can help align you and help you work out in a practical sense who you are, what's available to you, and or how to get back on the journey of what that's like, right? Some of you may have gotten caught up in life's pain, career, parenting, heartbreak, who knows? But there are 4 primary elements that I want to just remind you of from the book. It's kind of a high level that are going to assist you in this process. Number 1, I need you to remember you have the power of choice. For many of us, we've accepted what life has brought us. And the challenge with that is that we think that that's all that there is. You may have gotten comfortable, put forth rhythms that you haven't figured out how to break, shift, or change. Bought assets like land or a home that make you feel like you must stay there now. That's one of the tricks of the American dream is when you buy the purpose of buying the home and having the long-term mortgages, it means you're going to keep paying taxes over that period of time. You're not going anywhere, so your life is predictable. I'm just saying. But those things can feel very real or very limiting. I need you to remember that the way you got there was by using a choice. You chose or you decided. And there's a difference between the two. I don't care to get into that right now. I want to remind you that you have a level of power, though. And with every choice comes an opportunity. Now, it may not look like a good opportunity. It may mean some consequences are going to be there. But if you don't like the choices as they are, it's imperative for you as a human, just like your God-given right, not to yell and scream about what ain't right. That we do that really well. Or yell and scream about what's pissing us off. We do that really well. I need you to use your choice muscle to look at your life, see what's not working, and decide to choose again. You're not powerless. You're not stuck. Yeah, consequences. So what? You're already experiencing consequences. The question is, do you want to keep experiencing what you know, which can seem so easy? Or are you willing to finally get off the nail that you're so used to laying on? It's still painful, but at least you know where the pain is. But take the dive to discover what's really possible through you. It can be scary. It can be frightening. I know. Oh, God, I know. But, man, it can also be rewarding. It can be liberating. It can be enthralling. You just have to be willing to jump off the cliff. Not suicide, at least not literal. You got to be willing to let go of what was. Because the promise of what is on the inside of you will cause you to finally start living. Will cause you to finally start expanding. At 50, one of the things that commonly comes across somewhere in this mid-age is what do they call it, a middle-age crisis? I don't think that's a real thing. I think what happens is as you mature, at some point you realize I've been living my life doing what I do based on what somebody else has told me to do, based on ideologies I bought into. That's why that book I told you about is so helpful, The 4 Agreements. And when you realize that you made the choices that got you there, you can't help but also realize you can make new choices. And will people be upset? Listen, man, you laid your bed. You got to lay in it. That's part of it. It's not exciting, but it's also not exciting to remain confined, stuck, doing what you've always done just for the sake of doing it. So using your power of choice is really important. Now, let me give you a couple cautions. When I say your power of choice, I'm not saying divorce your spouse, get rid of your kids, or run out the country. That's not what I'm implying. What I'm implying is in small ways, as well as big ways, start spending time alone, asking yourself, what is the choice that needs to be made? What do I think is the best route for me? And why? And spend time with that. Get clear, because there's going to be consequences as well as the benefits. And then make a choice. You can always choose again. See, that's the thing most people forget. You can always choose again. I'm not suggesting you hop around, but I am also suggesting you don't stay stuck. And if that means hopping around, finding your way, stumbling, I don't care what anyone says. You're worthy of it. It's better than living a mundane life where you hope things are going to work out and you're doing it just for the showmanship of those around you or for the values that other people place on you. Listen, friends, I don't know if life is short or long, but I do know that Your power to choose is in your hands. You don't get to blame God. No, you don't get to blame your parents or your career. You can only blame yourself at the end of the day, because the power of choice is something you either utilized or you didn't. But it was always and forever will be in your hands. I'm just trying to remind you that it's worth it. It's worth you taking a step out on the edge and deciding, okay, in this one training landmark I used to be in, they're like, choose chocolate or vanilla. Which ice cream will you want? Chocolate or vanilla? It can be almond ice cream because that's what I like. Chocolate or vanilla, chocolate or vanilla. And you can choose either one. And the whole goal was, no matter which one you chose, the question would then be, well, why did you choose it? And most people would then rationalize why they chose it. And they would have reasons why they chose it. And the whole focus was to say, it's not about the reasons. You just chose. The freedom of just being able to choose is your right. We know you're choosing for what you think is the best in the moment. But if you're caught up in the reasons, then it's not a choice. You've deduced it down to a decision, which means to cut, divide. There are no other options. That's not what choice is about. And so I know many people have been paralyzed by that. If I make this choice, then that means, and oh my God, listen, when I chose to get divorced, I thought my entire life was going to come to an end. I remember thinking, God, I can't do this anymore. But if I make a choice, will that ruin the rest of my life and the purpose that's on my life? And I deeply feared that it would. And that paralyzation delayed the divorce process, made it more painful for everyone involved. And it was gut-wrenching. I didn't want to divorce my wife, but I couldn't continue living the life I was living. So I needed to make a new choice. And that choice, again, like I said, had me afraid. But I remember a particular moment. We were in church and there was a prophet there. And a seer, whatever you want to call him. And I had been in my heart meditation and my prayer, like, God, what? And I remember at this event at church, he came down and said, man, God sees your heart and wants me to tell you that it doesn't matter, that it's okay, that what I promised you to do and who you are will come to pass. You will live it, you will experience it, you will see it, it will happen. And I just cried like a baby. Because like many of you, I was stuck thinking that if I made a choice, there would be no other option available and it might ruin everything. I'm here to tell you that to choose is to be godlike. You have that power in you. And you get to choose again if you find that what you like or what you chose doesn't suit you. You get to choose again. The point is, don't relinquish your power. You were made for more than that. I love you. Listen, if you want to stay in conversations like these, where you have the opportunity to grow and expand, I encourage you. Join my free VIP group. Come on in. Let's do this. Let's expand. Where I have weekly calls. I'll get in. We'll expand. Do some coaching here and there. But I look forward to that. I look forward to meeting you as you continue to choose you and not blame anybody else. I'll talk about the book more in another video. In the meantime, I need you to do me a favor. Like, comment below. Share this with somebody you love.